created to have some fun together, sharing and singing. So, join and enjoy.
Our love for opera brings us together. Thanks for being with us in this trip.
Days of the recent COVID-19 pandemic were very dark. People could no longer be together to enjoy music. Crowds and closed spaces were not permitted. Many musicians lost their jobs, some never got it back, and the jobs were already scarce before COVID. The lack of human contact also caused depression to many people. But in the middle of that darkness, and the new reality, as it was called, an opportunity was born. People now accepted more the online interaction. The ingredients were there. Opera We Love Singing is a podcast project that now reaches over 750 cities in 87 countries. The content is distributed on all the streaming platforms and recently on YouTube. The love for music made the miracle and brought us together. It is with our deepest appreciation that we present today's Close Friends concert.
I am so very happy to be with all of you today. We're close to celebrating our third anniversary. The time has passed so fast, and I am moreover very happy to be with you today because there are besides Katya that will be joining us shortly. We are also having two other artists that are joining today. If you saw our short that was also published on YouTube during the week, then you already know that we are having a very baritone and another soprano joining us. We'll be presenting them shortly, so don't worry. We will be doing that very soon. And I wanted to share with you, let me put very quickly on the screen the program that we are covering today. Um, we wanted to celebrate because we really think that there is no better way to celebrate with friends than having a concert at the end. This is pretty much what brought us together, and why not celebrating with some of the music that we like the most. The concert is divided into two parts. Each part has four numbers. Each of us is participating for one piece for each of the parts. Then we have an intermediate where we will give you the chance of watching a video where you will have the chance of meeting more or learning more about Mariana and Jesus that are joining us for the program. And we move on for the second part, which I promise it's going to be lots of fun, and I hope you all will enjoy what we are going to be having today. So, with no more words to say, we are going to start with the first number. Our first number here, it's going to be, this is a piece that comes from Maestro Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Of course, we are referring to one of his most popular pieces. We are referring, of course, to Le Nozze di Figaro. Le Nozze di Figaro is for many people one of the greatest creation of the opera of all times. From the second act, the aria, or many people call it rather a cavatina, La Cavatina of La Comtesse, is singing a very painful aria where she expresses all the sorrow that she suffers because she knows her husband is not as loyal and faithful as she would expect. She's expecting love, and in fact, that is not what she is receiving. This piece of music by Maestro Mozart is called Porgi Amor. This has been the very filled piece of music written by Maestro Mozart, Porgi, Amor, The Last Expression, or Lasciami Morir, or Let Me Die, which of course is very touching. And as we have shared with you in previous episodes in the podcast, the writing of Maestro Mozart is so delicate, so perfect in his writing that it is always a pleasure to enjoy his music. And we are moving for a very special number, and I am going to tell you why. This I'm not sure if I should call it a surprise, but if not a surprise, at least it is a present because our very well known Katia is going to be joining now to sing. She's premiering, she has been working on this new role, Cleopatra, of course, from the opera Giulio Cesare by Maestro Georg Friedrich Händel. We are going back to the history of opera. We're speaking of the year 1722. We are 300 years in the past that Maestro Händel composed this opera. Of course, these are the early days of opera, not the canons that we follow now are not what it used to be then. And this opera is part of the Baroque catalog. And out of this catalog of Baroque, Katia decided to start working on the Giulio Cesare, and so she's presenting today, joining the program for sharing the Cleopatra's aria from the first act, Non Disperar, which I know everybody of us is going to enjoy so very much. And this very beautiful piece of music written by Maestro Georg Friedrich Händel, Non Disperar, a present that Katia has brought for us on this first part of the program. Thank you very much for this beautiful piece of music. And now we are moving for the third number of the program. We are having our baritone on board. We are having Jesus joining and he's singing another piece of music also by Maestro Mozart. We are referring and going back to Le Nozze di Figaro again. We are having the aria of this adorable and detestable count, because he's both things, both adorable and detestable. Il Conte d'Almaviva, that we have also met in the opera by Maestro Gioacchino Rossini. In this part, he's so detestable, more detestable than in Rossini's opera. And composed in the year 1787, also over 220 years of this being composed. We are really traveling in time with the music that we are bringing today. I wanted to mention also that this aria is very interesting, not only because of the words, but because it really portrays the true nature of the count. He's going to share his jealousy, how he feels about being betrayed by everybody, by putting themselves against him, and how much he desires to have his revenge.
Hai già vinta causa, cosa sento? In qualaccio caffè. Perfidi, io voglio tal modo punirmi. A piacere mio la sentenza sarà. Ne pagasse la vecchia pretendente, pagarla in quale maniera? E poi Antonio, che ogni conito più ricusa di dare un po' del matrimonio. Coltivando l'orgoglio di questo mentecato, tutto ciò farà giro. Il colpo è fatto. Veramente io sospiro, felice un servo mio. Non vedi che van desio, e il possedere dovrà, e troppe le mal d'amore, unito fino oggetto, chi me ne sono affetto, che bene poi non ha, che bene poi non ha. Mentre io sospiro, felice un servo mio, vedrò che nel che desio e in possedere dovrà. Vedrò per mal d'amore, unita filo getto, chi me ne sono affetto, che per me poi non ha, che per me poi non ha. Vedrò, 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 vedrò. A non lasciarti in pace, dopo questo contento, tu non lasciesti audace, tu non lasciesti audace, per dare a me tormento, e forse ancora per ridere di mia infelicità. C'è la speranza sola delle vendette mie, quest'anima consola e giubila, mi fa e giubila, e giubila e mi fa. Oh, che lasciarti in pace non fu questo contento, tu non lasciesti audace, per dare a me tormento e apposa ancora bene per riprenderti via infelicità. Già la speranza sola delle mie quest'anima consola e giubilar mi fa e giubilar mi fa. E giubilar mi fa, e giubilar mi fa, e giubilar mi fa.
And so this has been the aria by our detestable, adorable Count Almaviva from the Nozze di Figaro, Hai già vinto la causa. Before I forget, because I had already forgotten to mention it, you know that part of the program, unfortunately, we couldn't have the pianist with us, so we are forced to use some pre-recorded trackings. This may end up being a surprise for most of us, even to ourselves, that we needed to improvise, but of course we couldn't cancel today's presentation. It was already a commitment from our side. So we are doing our best working on these pre-recorded tracks to support as the accompaniments of the numbers we are presenting today, but we are doing it with our with our greatest pleasure, and of course wishing the maestro that he recovers from soon from the injury that he got in his arm and that he didn't allow him to be joining us today. But now it is time to have fun, and since it is time to have fun, I need to invite Katia, Mariana, and Jesus to come and join me because we are having so much fun now. What is going to happen? And I need to tell you, just to be fair, that they don't know what they are going to do. Just to be fair, we all are going to improvise. Katia and I have also shared with you a good number of times that opera can a good number of times and very well justified be seen as very serious. The singers are also usually, very like square, and we have also said how many times it is very, very challenging for an opera singer, to try to be funny on stage. Those numbers we have talked about, yes, you have to sing una voce poco fa, in the case of Rosina, and at the same time to have fun and move here and be coquette like in Musetta, or be running all over the stage as it is going to be the case of the Figaro, and having fun and keep the control of your reading and still bring people to have fun on the stage on what they are actually seeing. That is super difficult. And since the following number, La Tarantula un bicho muy malo, which in fact it is mine, but it is not going to be mine, it is going to be ours. It's going to be all of us joining it, and I am going to give you some instructions. And I was telling you, just to be fair, they don't know anything. We are actually improvising. If you see their faces, it's because they really don't know what they are going to do, except that we need to have fun. And to open it, I wanted to mention that La Tarantula un bicho muy malo, also known as El Zapateado, from the zarzuela La Tempranica, is in the same tradition of the tarantella. So I wanted to ask if any of you are familiar with what is the tarantella for the Italians.
Yes.
Who would like to come and share, Katia or Jesus?
Well, it is music written with the idea of making sweat to throw away the poison of a spider that has bitten you.
Exactly, that's a tarantella. So that was music brought to us so that by moving fast, you will get away of all the poison, which I don't think it's going to work. or I think many people died because of that. I really think many people died. But at least they were having fun, at least. And so, to go ahead for this La Tarantula un bicho muy malo, I also need to mention, because I know there's going to be people who speak Spanish, or have also Spanish as their native language. We all speak Mexican Spanish, which is different to the Spanish that we are going to have in La Tarántula un bicho muy malo. La Tarántula un bicho muy malo does not use standard Spanish, so it can be tricky. Since they will be improvising, please don't worry if they sometimes get trouble with the words. I usually don't, because I'm very used to this piece. I sing it every time I can. But not them. This is their first time. So if they get mixed up with the music, please don't be so hard on them. We are all improvising and we are all having fun. Okay? So don't be hard on them. And with that being said, let me join them, because I need to give the instructions there. Let me mute me here. And I am joining them. And the most important part is that I am presenting you, I am sharing with you our main character of the day, which is
A spider.
a spider, of course. We cannot talk, well, maybe not a Spider-Man, but we cannot talk about a tarantula without actually having a tarantula with us. Okay? So let me introduce you people. La Tarántula un bicho muy malo. This is the guy that is going to be having plenty of fun with us. Okay? And also we know that we people in Latin America are known for being very cheerful, happy, having fun. We laugh about everything, and we are going to prove it with La Tarántula un bicho muy malo. Okay? For that purpose, maybe we can start playing the first part of the music so that our singers can get familiar with what we are about to listen now. Because since this is the first time they are going to be reading the score, remember, don't be so hard on them, they are not familiar with it. So if we could listen to the first introduction part of this so that we can learn why it is called a zapateado. So we all learned what we're going to do. There is one thing. We all have to do something. Either we're going to dance with the spider, we're going to throw the spider, or the women are going to do something special that I am about to show you later, shortly, or you are going to clap. But everybody needs to do something. Could you play it from the beginning, Jesus?
Yes.
Jesus is not doing anything. Because la tarántula un bicho muy malo, no se mata con piedra ni palo. Que huye se mete por todos los rincones y son humaninas sus picazones. Ay, madre, no sé qué tengo que hacer, pase por la era. Hermana, tengo la era. ¿Será que a mí me ha picado la tarántula dañina? Y por eso me he quedado más delgado que una sardina. Te coman los medios, maldita la araña que tiene la barriga pintada, pelándose cura con todo dolor. We need to stop it there. I'm going to do it again because nobody's reading the score, which came to a surprise for everybody. Because I was expecting you to continue, but of course, if you're not reading it, there is no way you're going to continue. So we're going to play it from the beginning again, because I am going to give you further instructions. I'm going to put these pieces here so that you can. The transparency of the light is not hurting us. So in our first part, everybody's either clapping or dancing. Okay, so la tarántula un bicho muy malo, no se mata con piedra ni palo. Que huye y se mete por todos los rincones y son humaninas sus picazones. Ay, madre, no sé qué tengo que llevarse por la era y a ver si pichito entrarme, hermana temblaré. So you have to pay very much attention to the parts you should be dancing. Okay? And we haven't assigned the tarantula yet. Because after the first part, we need this. If you, either Katla or Mariana, if you saw a spider climbing all over you, how would you yell? Well, maybe not like maybe not like maybe a more realistic yell. That's why we're not using the male voices for the job, because how do you shout? Oh! No, it's not going to work. So when we finish the part, Fernando se cura, tengo dolor. So, and this is pretty much the same structure for the second part. The lyrics change a little, but it is the same idea. The main motive of the song, the first words, dance, more words, sing very fast. Okay?
Okay.
And we will need also a final yell, but let's not jump to the final yell.
Okay.
Okay? So, also, something else that I wanted to mention with you in regards to this beautiful piece of music, I haven't decided tarantella. Who is going to be having the tarantella? I can have the tarantella if you want. But the tarantella has to dance and to be all over the place, right? Because nobody wants to see a tarantella.
Okay.
So, I am going to play it again. If you want to, I know that it can be difficult because of the words. Te coman los mengues, marita la araña que tiene la barriga, pintar la guitarra, bailando se cura, tejando dolor. ¡Ah! Para la araña que me picó. Okay? But you see, well, I sang it a little faster than it actually is, but the words are like that. If you want to join with the parts, the words are over here. There. Por tu sangre, tal mendiga, te coman los mengues, marita la araña que tiene la barriga, pintar la guitarra, bailando se cura, tejando dolor. The importance of this part, it is not that it is vocally perfect. As you can see, it is not really challenging vocally, but that we make it interesting. If we were in a concert, if we were having a presentation with more public, I mean, it is only this time, only of us. If you were part of my public in the same room, you would also come to the stage and sing with me. So don't think that you're the only ones doing it. Okay? So can we try one complete?
Okay.
Let's try it complete.
Go ahead.
There. Hopefully I won't forget the lyrics either. La taranta lo bicho muy malo, no se mata con piedra ni palo. Que hoy se mete por todos los rincones y son muy marinas sus picazones. Ay, mare, no sé qué tengo que alguien pase por la era y al precipito entrarme y armada la tembladera. ¿Será que a mí me ha picado la tarántula dañina y por eso me he quedado más cercano que una sardina? Te coman los mengues, maldita la araña que tiene la barriga, pintar una guitarra, dándose cura tan con dolor. ¡Ah! ¡Araña la araña que a mí me picó! No le teman los rayos ni balas, ni le temo otra cosa más mala. Que me hizo mi padre más guapo que el gallo, pero ese bichito lo parte un rayo. Ay, madre, yo estoy malito, me está entrando los sudores que me deja hito seco y camino de picores. ¿Será que a mí me ha picado la tarántula dañina y por eso me he quedado más cercano que una sardina? Te coman los mengues, maldita la araña que tiene la barriga, está una guitarra bailando se cura, te como dolor. ¡Ah! ¡Araña la araña que a mí me picó! Another one. Ah! Yeah, that's pretty much the idea. As you can see, nobody really joined me in the singing, which is when you're watching, you know, when people knows the lyrics and any singer that you like is okay, and she doesn't just means and people sing, but people actually sing. They didn't sing so.
Well, we were surprised, and that was the idea.
Okay, so you're surprised. Oh my God, I'm doing this is being recorded. This is going to be transmitted everywhere in the world. Okay, no problem. So, can we have a final second time?
Sure.
Yeah, you're more than ready now?
Okay.
Okay.
La taranta no viene muy malo, no se mata con piedra ni palo. Que el cuello se mete por todos los rincones y son marinas sus picazones. Ay, madre, no sé qué tengo que haya pase por la era y a precipito entrarme, hermana tembladera. ¿Será que a mí me ha picado la tarántula dañina y pues soy tontico enfermado por su sangre tan dañina? Te coman los meques, maldita araña que tiene la barriga pintada una guitarra, se cura tan con dolor. ¡Ay! ¡Araña, la araña que a mí me picó! No le temo a los rayos ni balas, ni le temo otra cosa más mala. Que mi subipare más guapo que el gallo, pero ese bichito lo parte un rayo. Ay, madre, estoy malito, me está entrando unos sudores que me han dejadito seco y comido de picores. ¿Será que a mí me ha picado la tarántula dañina y por eso me he quedado más delgado que una sardina? Te coman los meques, maldita araña que tiene la barriga pintada una guitarra, ahora estoy con dolor. ¡Ah! ¡Araña, la araña que a mí me picó! I hope you all enjoyed having fun with this tarantella. It's true that I really enjoy every time we have the chance of doing it because unless music can bring us some joy to our lives, of course there is sadness, of course there is happiness, of course there are all emotions that we all as humans do have. But whenever we have the time to enjoy and have this fun with our public, with our audience, we'll understand that music's really, really worth this effort. And we're going to move to the second part, and Katia is going to be sharing a few words with you.
Yes, thank you very much, Ricardo, for this time, for having fun. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Mariana. Thank you, Peter Parker, for being part of this. And now we are going to learn a little bit more about these beautiful guys. It's been a pleasure to be part of their process of building a voice. So I hope you are enjoying the music that they have shared with all of us. Well, so let's talk about a little bit about Peter Parker. We didn't know that he was coming, but it's been a great invite. So let's go ahead with the video. Thanks.
Hola, mi nombre es Mariana Espinosa Calixto, soy de la ciudad de Puebla, México, y tomo la clase de canto con la maestra Katia Adrián. Para mí es un placer interpretar dos piezas de mi repertorio. La primera, titulada Por tu amor, de la ópera Las bodas de Figaro, del gran compositor Mozart. La segunda se titula La Laude Domino, también del compositor Mozart, que fue escrita para orquesta, soprano y coro. Espero les agrade y disfruten esta interpretación. Gracias.
Hi, my name is Flores. I am 23 years old, and I have been listening to music for almost 5 years. Today I'm gonna sing two arias from two of the most famous operas from Mozart. The first one is from the Magic Flute, Papageno's aria, the Suicide aria, the last one, and we're desperate for not finding the love. He's trying to finish his life. And the last one will be the from the marriage of Figaro, the Conde's aria, Aisha Vinta la Causa. I hope you enjoy it.
After having had this presentation of Mariana and Jesus, we continue with our second part of the program. This second part we are opening. As we were wrapping the first part of the program, we said that we as humans have very, very deep emotions. One of them comes from the contact or communication that humans have with their God. We are aware that given the many countries that listen to us, we have followers from a good number of religions throughout the world. So I am not going to be this time specific to a God, but in what characterizes religion is that people speak to their God. This connection of speaking to their God has been immortalized by many of the greatest composers. We are going back to our dear maestro Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, who in his Kegel 339, and I want to make that correction because on the screen you see 321, but that is the wrong catalog number. The correct one is 339. So from Kegel 339, we are having the Laudate Dominum in the voice of the soprano Mariana Espinosa, joining us one more time, this time sharing with us the message of the religion in this piece by Maestro Mozart. A good number of times have Kathy and I shared with you in previous episodes how we cannot deny that we cannot hide the fact that we have a very high preference for Maestro Mozart. Of course, you can hear in his music the level of perfection that he has in his works. And now it's time to move for our next number, still with Maestro Mozart, but now we're having from the very well known La Flauta Mágica in Spanish, in English, the Magic Flute. Um, Personally, I have to confess, Papageno is one of my favorite roles Of course, I am not the singer for Papageno, but Papageno is so adorable, so innocent, so cheerful. And I was thinking, as I was working on the notes for today's program, that Maestro Mozart had this special ability to make even the worst characters adorable. Because even, and let me give you, for example, the Queen of the Night. The Queen of the Night is a horrible woman. Is planning to kill her husband and is forcing her daughter to proceed so. But even that way, people love the Queen of the Night. And we saw in the first part that people, if not love, at least like the Count from the Nozze di Figaro, even though he's a detestable guy. And so when Maestro Mozart decides to write a beautiful role, as this is Papageno, we are going to have his aria that starts Papagena, Papagena, because we all, this aria, Papagena, Papagena, Weichen, Teufel, reminds us of the fact that we all want to have somebody for ourselves. We want to find love, and this is what frustrates our very much dear Papageno. And so he's sharing that unless somebody sends him his Papagena, he's going to commit suicide.
Papagena, Papagena, Papagena. Teufel, Teufel, eine schöne Becky. Ach, Dillerei. Ich bin schon geboren, plauderte, und das war schlecht, und nun geschieht es mir schon nicht, und nun geschieht es mir schon nicht. Seit der Tod steht diese bei, seit der schöne Beiche sah, so spielt der Herz in Chemierei, so spielt es hier, so spielt es da. Papagena, lebe Teufel, Papagena, liebes Teufel. Süß und sonst, es bin der Gede, bin meine Liebe, Stimme mag der lieber Geh, solche Grenze noch so brennt. Diesen Baum da bin ich zählen, wieder in den Herzen schön, weil das Leben ihm ist weg. Gute Nacht, du falsche Welt, alte Böse, an mich halte, ich kann schöne Kies und halte, wo ich's auf, so sterbe ich. Schöne Mögen denkt an mich, schöne Mögen denkt an mich. Bis ich eine Wohnung habe, endlich lebe noch im Warmen, sondern lass ich dies verzeihen. Prophet nur, ja oder nein, Prophet nur, ja oder nein. Keine König, alles still, alles still. Also ist ein neuer Willen, Papageno wünscht ihm ab, endet deine Liebesnacht. Papageno wünscht ihm ab, endet deine Liebesnacht. Nur, ich warte noch, es sei, ich warte noch, nun, es sei, bis man zögert, als weiß sei. Eins, zwei, drei, nur woran es bleibt dabei, nur woran es bleibt dabei, heil mir zu
And you must agree with me, as I was sharing with you today, that Papageno has some of the greatest arias written by Maestro Mozart. I go again to my comment earlier. I wish I was the right singer for this Papageno. For all the Papageno role, well, I wish I could sing a lot more Mozart than I can actually have. But it is time for us to move for the next number in our program. And we are moving with two pieces that are in Spanish. The first one is a very well known waltz that I would like to share with you a little more details because I think the history of this is very, very important so that you can learn. It is written by Maestro Arturo Tolentino. People from Mexico know we call them people from Chihuahua. So he's a Chihuahuense. So Maestro Tolentino is a Chihuahuense, and he happens to live his early days in the days of the revolution. This composition is a little later, the post-revolution days, and he keeps still the charm of the period of the history of Mexico, so-called Porfiriato, that those horrible, obscure days of the dictatorship of Porfirio Diaz, which in one hand had extreme poverty, and on the other had all these people who enjoyed everything in life. And one of the waltzes that one probably could listen this type of music at the halls of the Porfiriato would be a waltz like the one that Katia is sharing with us today under the name of Ojos de Juventud. This this song by Maestro Tolentino, it's a little over 100 years. It was presented in 1920, so it is actually almost 25 years that it was 125 years, sorry, that it was 105 years that it was presented, and it has been so famous that there are adaptations of this song in several languages. It has been portrayed by many singers in different genders, so it won't be a surprise. It is a very lovable waltz, as you are about to witness in the voice of Katia.
Ojos de juventud, busca tocar a Dios, volviendo a crear la luz. Eras puro, mi amor, como un rayo de sol, de eterna plenitud. Ojos de juventud, la vida a mí me dio para llorar, que luego me engañó con su traición vulgar. Que tiene la traición un hombre de mujer, me lleva el corazón que llora sin querer, por eso he de llorar tu negra ingratitud, por mis ojos se va mi juventud. Voy por la vida sin tu amor, como una vez infernal, pues me rompiste el corazón. Con tus manitas de marfil, como si fueran de cristal. Y como nunca he de olvidar tu suprema ingratitud. having a little technical problems, as it usually happens in a program like this. So I would like to ask for a second chance to share with all of you and with our public my first song, please.
Sure.
Thank you.
And so now
No,
you see.
please wait for me.
And maybe because of my involuntary interruption, we should have Katia sing it for a third time.
Of course.
As an encore to have a vis of this one. But maybe we can let her rest a little after our next number, because we are going to have fun again all together. So I'm going to ask Jesus and Mariana to join Katia again, because we are going to have a number that I personally enjoy a lot, and you're going to see why. I'm pretty sure that nobody knows this name, María Joaquina de la Portilla Torres. María Joaquina de la Portilla Torres, María Grieber. Personally, I consider her the greatest Mexican composer we have ever had. Unfortunately, and I have to say it, it is mostly because of opera singers that we have not really appreciated her art. And I'm going to explain why. Maria Grieber studied with some of the best composers in Europe at the end of the 19th century. So she had the opportunity of meeting some of those greatest composers, and she received an advice: don't force your style. If your style is of simplicity, compose with simplicity. Don't over-orchestrate. Don't put ornaments that are not natural for you. And so Maria Grieber gave us some of the finest and nicest songs ever composed. One other thing that I wanted to share with you is that not only Maria Grieber shared with us her art in the composition, but she also shared her life. Most of her compositions are biographical. If you read the life, if you care to read the life of Maria Grieber, you will be able to understand what song belongs to what part of her life. She's giving a part of her soul for us to sing. And unfortunately, since we opera singers like to sing everything out loud, full of high notes, we lose the opportunity of sharing what a delicate music Maria Grieber composed. We can share two immediate examples. Júrame. Júrame que aunque pase mucho tiempo, tarara, and it is usually sung closer to forte and fortissimo. Nowhere in the score there are those fortes and fortissimo. Nowhere. Another one, which I also think you know, is Muñequita Linda, or Te Quiero Dijiste. Who would like to share with us how it goes, Muñequita Linda? Tomando mis manos entre tus manitas de blanco marfil. But what have we opera singers done? We have turned Muñequita Linda y sentí en mi pecho un fuerte latido. And you know, we throw all the volume all over the place, and that is not Maria Grieber. Maria Grieber is a delicate composer. We have shared in other episodes in the podcast that actually Lieder means song in German, and she's considered to be a Mexican liderista because of how fine her music is. She spoke with the natural spoken Mexican language. If you care to read her compositions, you see that our natural spoken Spanish is what she put into the score. But when we turn them into opera arias, you lose it. Because now it is not natural any longer. But she, maybe you don't know, but she composed Te Quiero Dijiste in the memory of her daughter. Her daughter died at a very early age. If you care to consider that, how can you say, y sentí en mi pecho un fuerte? It's impossible. You would never sing like that to a little child. Never. And that is going to be the case for the song that I would like all of us to reivindicate in the name of Maria Grieber. The song is Volveré. And let me share with you my thoughts on Volveré. I was sharing with you that Maria Grieber gave us part of her life in her songs. Maria Grieber had to live alone in New York for many years, and her husband remained in Mexico. Her husband was an American, but was working for an American company in Mexico. during the revolution. So the revolution started, Mr. Grieber remained in Mexico, and Maria had to travel to the US. And she spent many years alone. So many years that she thought she had been abandoned. The song Volveré tells us about the hope that her husband is going back to her. And is in such desperation that when you love somebody, you don't want the person you love to be desperate, right? You want to comfort her or him. And this is what Maria Grieber did. She wrote a song to bring peace to her soul. In her mind, her husband comes back to comfort her. And she's hiding, I'm going to say it both in Spanish and in English. She writes a lullaby. This is sort of a canción de cuna, or this is a sort of an arrullo, because we are going to discover together how this is actually a lullaby. You are going to help me, of course. I am going to tell you how we are going to discover it, and you're going to help me discover it for everybody watching the program. For that, of course, we need to remember that we are singers, but we are not going to sing a quartet from Rigoletto or anywhere else. We are not going to sing any of that. We are going to sing this delicate piece of music, keeping in mind that your heart is broken because you don't have the person you love with you. And in order to bring peace to the person you love, you're going to sing her or sing him a lullaby. Okay? So, with that being said, I am going to join you because I need to really show you what it's going to be like. If we could play a little of the introduction of the music, maybe here, I should stay. I think here is okay. Yo sé que por mi ausencia mucho has llorado y sé que has pensado que al fin te olvidaré, pero es que no comprendes que estamos because this part, of course, if you notice, well, maybe people here are not reading, but the score does not give you any indication on the volume of the voice. It doesn't say piano, pianissimo, forte, or mezzo forte. So it comes to the interpretation of the singer to understand how you're going to do it. Of course, you can go louder. I did it very, very low because I wanted you to grasp the emotion of the melody. You can do it harder. Of course, being a baritone, it's much easier to do it harder. You say, yo sé que por mi ausencia, mucho, mucho. Of course, you can emphasize mucho, 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 mucho has llorado. You can always play with the words, but it has to sound natural in Spanish. If it doesn't sound natural in Spanish, you are not singing Maria Grieber. You're singing anything else except Maria Grieber. So we're going to go back to that part, but I wanted to call your attention because after a tu lado estaré, we are going to jump to this part because it's a score, and we are going to sing it all together, and we are going to say Volveré, como vuelven las más inquietas olas, envueltas en su espuma, tus playas a bañar. not going to do the repetition. This is just the first try, because I would like you to see that our voices. If you notice, we are not emphasizing the consonants, we are letting the voice float over the phrases and the breath. Of course, you can put more voice, just be careful not to sound too operatic. Because we don't want to turn Maria Griver into an opera aria. But this is the idea. Think that you're singing, that you have a person that you love that maybe is sick or is sad, and you want this person to fall asleep. Stop your worries. How would you tell him or her? You're not going to tell her or him. Volve, como vuelve. We are not going to do that. No, we are singing a lullaby, and Maria Griver gave us a lullaby. Okay? So, are we ready?
Yeah.
Yes?
We are also ready.
Okay. And so you're worried because you know the person is suffering a lot for you. So you say, yo sé que por mi ausencia mucho has llorado, y sé que habrás pensado que al fin te olvidaré, pero es que no comprendes que estamos tan unidos, que el día que menos pienses, a tu lado estaré. Then, so how do you feel? You feel like better, more comfortable now, still getting in trouble?
So.
Of course, this being the first time you watch the score, it's difficult to follow in the times written because you have to manage your resources so that you can start and still understand the music. I know it's difficult, but remember that if we were in a presentation with me and you would be the audience, you would actually come in front and sing with me. So it's no different to what happened if we were actually doing. So don't worry too much about the technical parts of the music. What we are looking for is the emotion. if you feel that like you can bring this sense of being more comfortable with themselves to the person you love, then you actually got the music. That's the final message of this song. Would you like to try it a third time? Or you're
Yes,
good?
here in Mexico we say la tercera.
La tercera la
vencida.
vencida. It's going to work better.
If I try once and over again, why not?
So, keep in mind, the important part is that you jump on volveré como vuelve las más inquietas olas. La, 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 la. Because the second repetition is exactly the same music, only with different words. And if you feel comfortable only going with the sound of the A or any other, la 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 la, that also works. We are pursuing the objective of the emotion. Okay, let's. Who wants to open with the words?
No, me.
Jesus wants to start with the words. That is just great. Yeah, you are the best voice to sing the. Yo sé que por mi ausencia mucho, well, you can say the mucho, 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 mucho.
Okay.
Think more of the emotion than of the notes.
Okay.
Because if you think of the notes, it's not going to work. Think of the emotion. I know that because I am not here with you, you are suffering a lot.
Okay.
Y sé que habrás pensado que al fin te olvidaré, pero es que no comprendes que estamos tan unidos que el día que menos pienses, a tu lado estaré. You see how in Spanish it works? Yo sé que por mi ausencia mucho, mucho has llorado, y sé que habrás pensado que al fin te olvidaré. Pero es que no comprendes que estamos tan unidos. Pero es que no comprendes que estamos tan unidos que el día que me pienses
a tu lado estaré.
But in the a tu lado estaré, it has to go slower because because you're preparing for the chord. A tu lado estaré. Volveré. So it comes natural because if you say estaré. Volveré. Because if you say estaré, volveré, it's not working, it's not flowing. So we're ready now? We're ready, Jesus?
Yeah.
We're ready. Yes.
Why not? Yo sé que por mi ausencia mucho, mucho has llorado, y sé que habrás pensado
sense, right? Now it makes sense.
More makes sense.
So I wanted to thank Katia, Mariana, and Jesus for being with me today. We all are very happy for having met these 3 years, a few weeks before we reach these 3 years. And it wouldn't have been possible without the participation of people in over 750 cities throughout the world. People from all the continents, many languages, many cultures that have joined our love for music, our passion for what we do. And I hope that this small sample of numbers that we presented here today are proof of the passion that we feel for music as it has brought us all together. And just to wrap up today's, if Katia still feels like doing the bizarro for her part, with no interruption from my side, we can still have it. But Katia, let us know, how do you feel about it?
Well, I think that one of the things that I like most of this program is to break with the idea that classical music, it has to be squared and boring and perfect. So here we can have the freedom to make mistakes, to try again, to have fun, and I think that it helps a lot to enjoy the opportunity to make music and really I would like to find another word, but enjoy. I think that it is a word that usually I repeat in the programs, because sometimes we have the idea to sing perfect, to be perfect, to make our best, and we have to do that always, but we can feel it also like a pleasure, and that's what I love of opera. We love singing. Thank you.
Are you singing it again?
Oh yes, third time, why not?
Okay, let's do it.
No, this
Oh, this better. Oh, this better.
and we are gonna dance. Yes, thank you. Well, no, please, no desperado, because.
You can follow our channel for the latest updates and more content. Opera We Love Singing, in just one word. Link in the description of the episode.